areas of need to address this offseason, Mike? Obviously, you're a little bit more familiar with the roster as it is now than John at the moment.
Oh, I'd say probably our secondary is one. Our offensive line, we never really had a true, it just wasn't a consistent, due to injuries or for whatever the reason was, some of the changes we made, we got to make sure we're good up front there. I think an off-season with the year of playing is going to be huge for DGB. I mean, when he came in here and he was injured, he had not played football in 2 years, and kind of thrown into the fire because of our receiver situation. You saw spurts of things he's capable of doing, but not consistent at all. And that's something he's got to be more. He's got to be more consistent. So at least he's got a year under his belt. He'll have an off season if he's healthy that he can start already, getting ready for this next year. And Jeremiah, I think, again, tough situation that he was put into. I think the change was the correct one that we made. And he's probably a better guard. And again, he's got game experience. He's got game experience against very good football players. So these guys are going to. We had a lot of young guys on this team, especially offensively, that had to play when they were not ready to play. They were not. I mean, they were thrown in because of whatever the situation was. But the experience will be invaluable when it comes to this next season starting up.
What do you think DGB's ceiling is as a receiver?
That's up to him. That's something I think he's got to. He's young. He's got to learn how to be a pro, and I think having guys in that room like Harry Douglas was very good for DGB. But I think a lot of that will be up to him, how he prepares, starting now.
Do you believe less is more on a scouting staff, or when the time comes? I imagine you can't make changes really until after the draft.
Correct.
You look for
If they need to be made.
for beefier, for lean. What's your philosophy kind of on that?
Yeah, I have a structure in place. There's usually a set number on the pro side and a set number on the college side. I don't think we need 30 scouts. I think we define, much like with players, you define clear roles within the scouting department, and it'll be my charge to teach them how we're going to scout, and then let them do their job, much like we ask the players to do.
Well, Mike, I'm sure you've talked to a handful of players kind of individually. What will your message be, I guess, to the team when you meet them for the first time as a whole when the off-season program starts?
Very similar to the one we just talked about not looking back at 2015. We're not looking back at anything. We're going to focus on the now. Where are we today, and where are we going from here? I've had a lot of responses from the players already excited about starting, wishing it was not January, wishing we could get this thing going right now. And so I know there's a lot of them that are happy with this.
How about the situation?
I'm sorry?
Your running back situation. How do you feel about it?
We're going to address that, as we will all the positions. John and I will go through. We've gone through the roster numerous times already. We'll continue to do that as we head down to Mobile, but we'll address it.
Do you think there's a guy, you brought up Michael Turner earlier, to do what you wanted to do in Atlanta? Is there a guy already on the roster that could play that Michael Turner role?
I would say no. I mean, we've seen kind of what we have on our roster right now. Does it have to be a Michael Turner? At that time, I had Jerome Bettis when I was in Pittsburgh, so very similar style of backs. Is that what we're going to go? We'll talk about that.
You said Terry Visky is in the interview process. How many others are you interviewing for offensive coordinator?
3 total.
3 total.
Yes.
John, what do you want the identity to be of this team? When people ask you, what's the identity of the Tennessee Titans, what do you say?
Tough, physical, smart, team first.
Anything else?
Steve, Mike, when you worked with Tommy Clemens before, I know he's under contract with the Packers. Is he somebody that's possibly on your radar?
No, he is under contract, so no, he's not one of them.
What's happening with the defensive coordinator position?
Well, we're talking. Obviously, I'm talking to every coach. I've spoke to Ray as of yesterday morning about it, and we're still talking through all the details of his position, as I will with every coach that comes back in here tomorrow.
Did Ray ask to leave?
I'm not going to. It was part of the conversation, but
Steve, with Ray, with these guys in place, and you shifting out of search mode, what's the priority from the president and CEO seat now going forward outside of a few hours of sleep?
You know, we're going to start about $3 or $4 million worth of capital projects at this building. We also have a huge renovation about to begin over at the stadium. You know, we also need to continue all the evaluations of our existing staff. You know, I work on a lot of special projects, trying to keep our owners and ownership informed. It's, you know, this has been a taxing process. I will give you that. But I think if you end up in a good place after a long project, it's worth all the work and all the time and all the effort. So we're behind on some things that we need to do, but we have a lot of great people here and a lot of great senior staff. You know, we've got tickets to sell, we've got suites to sell, we've got sponsorships to sell. We have our great partnership with Nissan. There are many, many projects to work on going forward.
Steve, can you characterize the process in terms of, did you set out for both positions with kind of a checklist and both guys filled that off for you, or did they, in essence, sort of win you over through the process?
Honestly, I'd say it was a little bit of both. We did, you know, at least what I hope we did for our owners is give them the entire panoply of the talent that was available for them to look at for both jobs. Those are the big, long lists. And then you go through a winnowing process trying to figure out who fits best here for the position that our club is in. That includes the interview process, the research that we do and provide to Amy and to Kenneth. And then both these men to my left did a great job in their interviews. Really, all of our candidates did a great job, but they stood out, and that's why they ended up being hired. They both have great resumes, great histories in our league, and we think are perfect fits for where we are as a franchise at this moment in time.
We're going to do some photos. I think John wanted to do some closing statement.
Yeah, I just had one couple closing notes here. If you only remember one thing from this presser, please remember this. And this goes out to our fans. This is my home. And you guys are my family. I've been a Titans fan ever since '97 when this football team moved here. We're going to build this team the right way. All decisions that we make will be made in the best interest of this team. Your football team. Please let us earn your support. And you guys are my family. I've been a Titans fan ever since '97 when this football team moved here. We're going to build this team the right way. All decisions that we make will be made in the best interest of this team. Your football team. Please let us earn your support. I grew up on a small 10-acre farm in West Tennessee. I watched my dad get up every morning and drive to a tire plant where he worked for 30-plus years. My mother packed his lunchbox before he walked out. Thank you.